I mean, I guess this is a good time to do like a Q&A or something. I guess it's a good time to do a fucking Q&A. You guys have any questions about me or what? Ask real-ass questions, you motherfuckers. What inspired you to become a streamer? I've said multiple stories. I think one thing that really motivated me the most was when I was going through a little bit of a heartbreak situation. This girl didn't really like me as much as I liked her. So I was really alone in life. And I think what motivated me the most was not ever wanting anybody else to feel the way that I felt. I felt so alone in a point in my life that I just wanted a friend, right? So I started streaming because I never wanted anybody else to feel that way. How does it feel to be a total stud? I don't know. Most embarrassing non-stream moment that you actually feel comfortable telling us. I like that one. That's a good one. I ripped my pants in second grade. I think that's embarrassing. What's another thing that's embarrassing? I didn't really have a lot of moments, man. I was just a gamer. I mean, there was a time like 6 or 7 years ago. I was in the pool with my buddies, and I don't know why, but I was feeling a song in my head, and I swear to God, I heard the beat of it, so I started singing really loudly, and they both look over me and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm singing." They're like, "You sound fucking terrible. Stop." What was your upbringing like? I had a really like chill childhood for the most part. The only thing that I think is like caused me a lot of trauma is my sister leaving. If you guys don't know, my sister's 10 years older than me. So she was like a mom growing up. Like dead ass, she told me to do all the dishes, like did all the chores. Like she told me what to do. So when she left, I felt like a big part of my like heart left. And that's why I think I have abandonment issues and trust issues and shit. From an early childhood, right? So that sucks, but otherwise I was a pretty like normal kid growing up. I was super normal. My mom has always said that my childhood was super easy, so I assume that I did a good one. If you get to have one day to spend with any person of your choice, who would it be, and what would you do for the day? Juice WRLD. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably just like watch him rap or some shit, man. I don't know. Juice WRLD kind of saved my life. And Juice WRLD seemed like a genuinely good person, you know? So, I think Juice WRLD. You want to come out of CS retirement and put an ESEA team together because I want out of retirement? No. If it weren't for streaming, what job would you want to be doing? So I was about to go to college for graphic design. So probably a graphic designer, but who knows, man? I don't know. I've always said that you guys kind of saved my life, dude. I didn't want to go to college, man. I felt like it was going to be a waste of time, you know? Especially since I knew more than what the graphics classes were teaching me, right? It's like I self-taught myself graphic design. So like going to college for graphic design, I would actually go back, right? So what fictional world would you most want to visit? I like that one. I don't know, the Tron. Have you guys ever watched Tron? I've always wanted to live there. Tron. That was a cool ass world, man. How do you like to spend your free time? Driving. I love my Vibe drives. And gym. Gym and driving. Dude, I told you guys last night I went out at 10:30. Went out at a church parking lot. Laid down on the concrete and just watched the stars. My life outside of stream is fairly boring. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Would you be a hero or evil? I would definitely be a hero. I don't know, man. Flying would be sick. I think flying. If you had one day left on Earth, what would you tell your loved one? Tell? I don't know, man. I love them. Money's in the bank. If you have two lasagna stacks and stack one on top of the other, does that make them one big lasagna, or still two separate ones? I would say still two separate ones, man. What is something you always wanted to learn? I like that one. That's a good question. how to talk to women. I've always wanted to do rendering. I was thinking about starting and like trying to teach myself some rendering a while ago, but I didn't fall on the train. Yeah, rendering like AI animation and shit. It's always been cool to me. Money was no option when you live in a tiny home or an average size home or a mansion. I would say it depends. If I have a family, average size home. I think a mansion would be dope, but like, I'm a gamer, so I don't really need one. You know? If it was just me, I'd be fine with a tiny home. You know? I would say tiny home if it was just me. What TV show character would it be most fun to change places with for a week? What's his name? Steve Carell. Steve Carell in The Office. I feel like that would be sick as fuck. Is cereal a soup? No. If you were Jell-O, would you touch yourself to make yourself jiggle? Yes. If you could trade places with anyone for a week, who would it be? Summit. What is the most important lesson you have learned in life? Now we're getting deep. Holy fuck. You can't love somebody else until you love yourself. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called? I vote nut butter. No. Just be called nut. You could change one thing about your body, what would it be and why? Big dick. Because. I don't know. Gabe, that's a joke. That's a joke. I don't actually. One thing about my body. What am I most insecure about? Probably my love handles. Everybody, I don't like. I wish I could get rid of them. I think that's my biggest insecurity is my love handles. But lowering or going in a calorie deficit has made them shrink a little bit. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? Depends how big the chickens is. What is something you've always wanted to do but haven't tried yet? I don't know. This is a really niche answer. Is disc golf. Disc golf. I've always wanted to try disc golf, man. Always have wanted to try disc golf. What is the funniest joke you know by heart? I don't know many good jokes. I don't know. I have one like your mama joke, but it's like old as shit. Your mom is so old, she left her personal Noah's Ark, you know, that type of shit. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? No clue. If you were moving to another country, but only could pack one carry-on size bag, what would you pack? My PC. Would you rather fight 10 5-year-olds or 5 10-year-olds? Neither. What, are you trying to incriminate me? If you were wrongfully put in an insane asylum, how would you convince them that you're actually sane and not just pretending to be sane? Tell them that Subway is bad. What is the most beautiful place you've ever seen in person? You know, that's a good question. Cali Sunset is one of them for sure. Cali Sunset was top tier. And then I'd go to say, I've been to a few mountains in Virginia that were really beautiful. I love mountains and sunsets, so if you add those two together, they're perfect to me. If you could change one thing about how the world works, what would it be? The people. I mean, the truth is the world revolves around the people that are on it. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I could change how people are. So many people lack responsibility nowadays. So many people lack maturity to own up to a mistake. So many people lack forgiveness. Pretty sad world, if you ask me. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? Probably speeding. I don't think either of my parents would think I did any like heinous crime. How would you survive a zombie apocalypse? Put mirrors around my house. What is the funniest name you've actually heard used in the real world? Cougar. Yep, Cougar. What company or franchise do you wish would go out of business? God damn, you trying to make me cancel somebody? Go out of business. Subway, 100%. What is the most valuable advice you've ever received? Probably from a book I read a few months ago. It states sometimes losing isn't optional, but being a loser is. What conspiracy theory would you like to start? It rains in Tarkov when the servers are overloaded. Can I say that? I have a conspiracy theory that it rains in Tarkov when the servers are overloaded to get people off the servers. You guys notice why it rains more on weekends? It rains more on Friday nights. It rains more on holidays. Think about it. What's the weirdest thing that has ever happened to you in a car? Happened to me in a car? Dude, I haven't had a lot of things happen in my car. Oh, you know what happened? I was driving back from Virginia one time, and I just got a tea, and it started to spill over. And so I went to grab it, right? Like, I went and, like, grabbed it over here. And while I did that, my arm went like this and pulled the steering wheel to the left. I was half on the other side and half on my side, and I did it right in front of a police officer. Like, right in front of a police officer, there was a sheriff there. And I was half on the road, half off the road, or half on my side, half on his side, and he didn't pull me over. It's probably the weirdest thing. What would be the funniest thing to fill a piñata with? Another piñata. Okay, that's funny. What irritates you the most? People? I don't know, man. I don't know what irritates me the most. I think if I'm being honest, if we're getting into like the situation of like red flags versus green flags, like pet peeves, somebody chewing with their mouth open really fucking irritates me, like really badly. If I can hear somebody chewing their food next to me, it just like, it makes me want to punch something. I think I would say that. Also, hygiene. My mom's a dental hygienist, so if you don't take care of yourself, more than likely, I'm not going to like you. If police raided your house right now, what is the most incriminating thing they would find? Dude, I'm not trying to be like some like goody-goody. I don't think there's anything incriminating in my house. We have guns, but they're all licensed. I genuinely don't think, bro, that I have anything incriminating in my house. I'm not even trying to be that guy. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Hopefully streaming. I want to stream. What is the most embarrassing trend you gave into? I haven't given into many trends, man. I don't know, dabbing? How old were you when you first started streaming? My first ever stream, I was like 16. My first ever, like, when I went full time was 19. Freshly 19. What's the perfect temperature to set the thermostat at? 69 degrees, no pause. Anybody knows that 69 degrees is the perfect temperature. Could you survive in the wilderness for a month? Yes. I've been a hunter since I was 6 years old. I've harvested 48 deer now since I was 6. So, who is cook? Your mother or grandmother? Grandmother. Would you rather be locked out of your house or car? Everybody would be quick to say I'd rather be locked out of my car, but my car is like my mental health, like therapy, bro. And I know what you're saying. Well, Gino, just get a new one. Like, no, that's not how this shit works. That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. Wake up suddenly in the middle of the night. What would be the scariest sound to hear after waking up? A scream. I think a human scream is like one of the scariest noises on planet Earth. How long have you been playing Tarkov? August 2017. If you could snap your fingers and make the world a better place, what would you do? Mental health. I'd somehow fix mental health issues. All right, I think that's enough questions for the Q&A. Chat, thanks for all the questions and shit, man. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to...